guys, it's Bella, the maker, mama, boss lady behind Bella's Custom Crochets, and welcome to episode 6 of my podcast. If you are a returning viewer, thank you for returning. I appreciate that. And if you're a new viewer, you're very welcome here. Thank you for coming. Today I am recording on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 2020. And as most of you know, unless you've been living on some remote island somewhere by yourself, devoid of all human contact and media, supposedly the world's like ending or something. Coronavirus. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about that because I'm sure we've heard about it plenty at this point. But yeah, we're in the midst of stuff being shut down, and just everybody stay home, do your social distancing, and hopefully slow or stop this thing. So we're home. I'm usually home with my daughter, so it's not a huge change for us. I have one toddler, so she's completely oblivious to what's going on, which I'm grateful for. But I feel you mamas who are home with either the moms who are normally working or moms whose kids are usually in school. I know it's a lot. So I feel you. But my husband's home from work as of the end of today. He's going to be working from home. And yeah, we got all of our food and craft supplies, and we're going to just hunker down, I guess. And yeah, ride it out. I don't want to, like I said, spend a lot of time on that because, but I do want to take this time to encourage you guys to choose joy and to choose every day to have a good day. Despite what's going on around us, even if you guys are sick, or you know someone who's sick, or you're afraid of being sick, or financial worry, all the stuff that's going around. I am somebody who struggles with anxiety on a regular basis, so this is bumping that up a little bit. But you're able to choose your attitude and how you go about conquering this. And I encourage you to just choose joy and decide, okay, we're up, we're here, we're alive, we're breathing, we're going to have a good day today. So even if you're stuck in your house, do something fun. And I feel like the knitters and the crocheters have been preparing for this forever. We all have plenty of yarn stashed, I'm sure. And we have either lots of patterns already downloaded somewhere, or we have access to patterns. So go out and, well, don't go out. Go onto your computer or phone or device and find a great pattern and make something. One of the things I love most about creating in general on any given day is that regardless of what's going on around you or in you or to you, whether it's a great day or an awful day, crocheting, fiber arts, etc. is really good for your emotional state of mind, your mental well-being, and you have the ability to create something beautiful even out of a situation that's really ugly. I know there's been a lot of times where I have managed emotions and anxiety with creativity. With crocheting, and it on a regular basis keeps me pretty steady, and I'm just really grateful for it right now, to have something to do with my hands and take my mind off of all the things. So keep your hands busy and make some beauty. I do want to mention real quick, just because this is a big deal for me, it might not be for everybody, and if it's not for you, feel free to skip ahead to this part. I'm just going to go on for a couple minutes here, and then we'll get to the crochet content. But I do want to say, I know that for us, one of the biggest deals about stay home, social distancing, all that, is cancellation of church. That is yucky. And I get why we're doing it, but it's a bummer, especially with like Easter coming and all of that. And just my husband and I, whole family is very involved in church, and to have it canceled is just so currently my church does not have any online setup. I think they're scrambling to get something together, and hopefully this is like a wake-up call for future stuff. But I'm going to drop a couple resources down below if you are in the same boat and looking for some weekly encouragement as part of a whole. We all need to unite and come together, so I'll drop some resources down below. There's a church that we used to belong to and we lived in another state. I'm going to drop that. And then also just a couple other online streamy type options. But there's no shortage of podcasts and video sermons and all of that out there. If you go look, you can definitely find the encouragement and community that you need. So yeah, just try and keep going as normal as much as you can. And I've really kind of been dwelling in Psalm 91. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you, but it's a really good passage for just hope amidst chaos and the provision of God. So that's what I'm dwelling on. And I heard a quote recently that was something, I might be messing it up, and I'm not even sure who it was from because it was a re-quoted quote, but something along the lines of, you don't know how strong your anchor is until you're in a storm. So I encourage you to strengthen up those anchors, dig deep in your faith, and just be praying for your family, for us, for the world, for everybody, just for all the things going on. You have lots of spare time right now. Do some praying. I don't know why I just made that crazy face. Sorry, that was weird. I was thinking of something, but we don't need to go down that road. But I am praying for you guys, for health, for your family, you and yours. And now we're going to get to the crochet content. So here we go. I'm trying to stick with my normal designy type schedule as much as I can. I don't do events in the spring, so that's not affecting me. I know it's affecting some of you guys, and I'm sorry. There are a couple different hashtags going on out there. I think Virtual Yarn Festival is one where people are posting, dyers who were previously going to events and now have like a surplus of stuff are posting stuff that's available in their shops, I think. Makers versus COVID-19 is another one, just how we're coping, helping each other out, encouraging each other. Coronacaston is, it's a knitter one, but whatever. I've been posting crochet stuff under it. Just I'm so thankful for this community. I'm so thankful that we still have contact with all you guys and are able to encourage each other and make some beauty, like I said. So check out those sort of hashtags and look for stuff that's going to bring you joy instead of reading all of the yucky news articles. But like I said, I've been designing, trying to stick with, I have a couple of designs in testing right now. One of which is what I'm wearing, the Fandeco Vest. I just recorded the pattern drop video for that, so I'm going to kind of repeat myself now, but you don't know that. Fandeco Vest is a worsted weight lace motif, falls just below your booty, 2 to 4 inches of positive ease, open front, drapey, tassel, adorable vest situation. It's going to run sizes extra small through 4XL, and like I said, I have a pattern drop video if you want much more detail and photos, but you can go check that out. It is, I'm hoping, it's still testing, I think, till April 5th or so. I don't remember what I told them, but I have 17 very dedicated testers making this in all of the sizes, and I'm hoping to have it out, depending on my tech editor's schedule, mid to end of April, definitely for springtime. So I'm holding it open just because you can kind of see the pattern better, I guess. I don't know. But it's made continuously in one piece up until the armpit, and then you split into 2 front panels, 1 back panel, just a tiny bit of seaming at the top, so there's no side seaming up the sides. And then there's a nice applied ribbing that goes all the way around the bottom and back up to the top. What else can I tell you? It's a 6-row repeat. I have a video as well. I don't know why I'm telling you, I'm linking it here. I'll go back and link it afterwards, but when this podcast comes out, the pattern is not going to be released yet. So, future Bella, link the things. But there will be a tutorial video on how to do the stitch motif. I believe it is a stitch motif of my own, so I've created some resources for you. I'm calling it the Fandeco stitch or Fandeco motif. It's a 6-row repeat. Pretty simple lace-ish situation, and yeah, inspired by Art Deco architecture and art, which was inspired by Egyptian art as well, the fan, so that's where the Fandeco name is coming from. Made that up. And yeah, first garment of 2020, really pleased with it. I'm not going to stand up because you're not going to be able to see, but I just love a layering piece, and this is a great one. So if you are interested, stay tuned. I'll definitely, probably the next podcast, have it released. So I'll get that info for you there, but it is coming soon. Be following over on Instagram if you want to know when exactly it's coming out. Yeah. So that's the Fandeco. I I do have another one. I'll just show you a tiny bit real quick because it's a gift. But I did make another one in Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. I'm wondering now if in my other video I said I love this cotton. It's not I love this cotton. It's the acrylic one. I love this yarn in purple marl or marled purple. So this one's 100% acrylic and it's a lot heavier because this one is a cotton and viscose from bamboo blend, 50-50. It is Port by Fair Isle, and the color is just gold. So I think a lot of my testers are using a cotton or a cotton blend yarn. It's got great drape, very lightweight, but I would recommend using something plant fibery over acrylic. I don't know if anybody's made it in a, I don't think anyone made it in a wool. It is worsted weight, so it is kind of harder to find a hand-dyed worsted. They're out there. But it works up quick because it's worsted weight, so that's nice. And yeah, there'll be all sorts of yarn options. You can check out the project pages from my testers when that goes up. And yeah, if you follow the Fandeco Vest hashtag on Instagram right now, all the testers are posting photos. So you can get a little inspo there. I hope you will make one. Tag me if you do. What else are we going to talk about? What else are we going to talking about? Whew! It's been wild times, guys. All right, the next thing I don't have to show you. I think I showed it in the last podcast. It is the One Skein Wonder Cowl LITE. It's made in this yarn from Once Upon a Corgi. And the reason, it's That Snow Moon from Once Upon a Corgi on her Marie Cutie base, which is 75% superwash Corriedale and 25% nylon. Once Upon a Corgi is a local Connecticut dyer, and I like working with local people, so that's exciting. And she just got married and managed to pull it off before the world shut down. So that's also very exciting. But the reason I don't have the finished sample is because when I posted on Instagram, a fellow Connecticut maker was like, oh my goodness, I love that. Can you make me one? So I ordered the yarn, was going to make her one, and then we kind of panicked that maybe the postal system would shut down. We're not there yet. The postal system's fine. But I was like, ooh, I don't want to ship out this expensive hand-dyed cowl if it's going to be lost somewhere in the corona world. So I shipped her my finished sample because I'd only worn it for the pictures and stuff. So brand new. So I shipped her the sample and I'm going to make myself another sample. So she has the original, which is not something I usually do, but given the circumstances, I thought it was the right call, seeing as she'd already paid for it and stuff. So I'm going to make myself another one, and there'll be a pattern drop video and stuff when that comes out. The testers are finishing up this week, and I will hopefully have it out by first or second week of April. Coming soon, but it's a fingering weight cowl, so it's nice and light. I will put some pictures in here. That's a good idea. Let's put some pictures in so you know what it looks like. It's the fingering weight version of my DK weight version. One Skein Wonder Cowl, as implied, one skein is all you need. And it's just got a really beautiful texture, as you can see in the photos. And it's light enough for spring. As it's fingering weight, it's nice and open, and just, it's not really made to keep you snugly warm, like maybe not go skiing warm, but warm enough to keep that spring breeze out, but cool enough that you're not going to be overheated if you decide to wear it all day. So yes. One Skein Wonder Cowl LITE. If you go look at the hashtag, you can see tester photos. And when I release the pattern, I'll put up a video with more info and tester photos and everything you need and all that good stuff. Pattern drops coming soon. One Skein Wonder Cowl LITE. Really, really happy. Really, really loved this yarn. It reminded me of, so this is the dingy, winter gray and the dark because the days are long. And then these are pops of spring. Her That Snow Moon colorway is, I didn't get it right away. In the last podcast, I was like, that's probably a reference. I don't know what it's to. It's a Star Wars reference. So it's when they're like, that Snow Moon, that's a spacecraft. I am not the biggest Star Wars person. My husband will probably be disappointed in me, but I believe it's Obi-Wan and Han. Death Star? I believe that's what it's in reference to. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've seen all the old ones. Haven't seen any of the new ones. Appreciate the old ones. Watch The Mandalorian. That Baby Yoda, he's cute. Carrying on. It's a good yarn. Beautiful colors. Worked up really beautifully. I think for the design, you could use any sock yarn that you wanted to, any fingering weight. But I think something kind of speckly and multicolored like this lends itself really well. You could definitely do the DK weight I did in the tonal purple. So that was really beautiful as well. But I think just this multicolor variegated sort of thing is good. I probably wouldn't do it in a self-striping, because why would you waste a self-striping on a cowl? Because it's really for socks. But you could definitely play around, swatch, figure it out. But so pretty. I think speckles. All of my testers are doing it in like a slightly multicolored, and it's just really pretty because the stitch picks up on those little pops, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. So that is coming out in the next week or so. Stay tuned on the gram. Don't touch your face, Bella. Don't touch your face. My nose is itching. What really sucks about this whole situation is allergy season. Allergy season is coming, and they're like, don't touch your face, and you're going to need all the tissues to wipe your butts because there's no toilet paper in the world. So I promise I'm not sick. This is just normally when allergies hit me, my husband, my child, and we're just going to be quarantined at home, covered in boogers. Fun! Let's focus on the positives. We're choosing joy. We're choosing joy. Okay. So, next up, this is a design I'm working on, and it has approximately 70,000 ends coming out of it. I had this about 3/4 of the way done last week, and I was loving it. The yarn is gorgeous, the stitch pattern was gorgeous, but the way I was doing the increases was making, it's going to be a triangle shawl. The way I was doing the increases was making this center point, it was going to end up like hanging down in between my thighs, which, who in the world wants that? So that was not a desirable look, so we frogged the whole thing. Which was sad because it's all stripes, so I had to frog all these cut pieces of yarn, and now I have like 70,000 little baby balls of yarn that were part of the shawl, and now I'm trying to get them back in the same order, but it has less stitches, so there's just ends everywhere. I have to say this is going to be a design that requires some sewing in of ends, but it's going to be pretty and worth it. So this is working title, Plant Lady Shawl. I'm not entirely convinced on that name, and my husband was like, really, that's what you're gonna call it? So we might come up with another name, but the reason I was calling it that, it's not done, this is just part of it. The reason I was calling it that is, do I have the tags? I do. Where's the other one? There we go. Alright, so this is made out of 3 yarns. They are all fingering weight. And the reason I went with the Plant Lady name is because they are all blend yarns that have a mixture of plant fibers in them, which makes for a really gorgeous drape. So in the order, no, I'm going to talk about them in this order. So I bought, when I went to the Boston Farm and Fiber Fest, I bought this local Connecticut alpaca farm, put out this yarn, fingering weight, and it is alpaca and hemp. It is 70% alpaca, 30% hemp, and I think the base is called Lilu. Farm raised, Connecticut milled, and I think this is a natural color. I'm fairly certain, I would imagine that if I had some alpacas, this might be a color which they produced. By the time we got to the Fiber Festival, I know she said her dyed one or her colored ones had sold out, so I think this is the natural. Might need a double check on it. So I had gotten that, I had 2 skeins of that, and I knew that I wanted to do a shawl with it, but just that by itself was not looking so great against my face. So I added in, also recently purchased, another Connecticut dyer, Silver Key Stitches. They're out of Canterbury, Connecticut. They're out of South Windsor, Connecticut. Support your local dyers right now, guys. They need it. Their shows are getting canceled. But this is Sabara, her base, and it is 70% alpaca, 20% merino, and 10% bamboo. And again, fiber sourced and milled in Connecticut, which is just really, really awesome. I didn't realize there were any mills in Connecticut, so that's exciting. So then I had those 2 colors, but just those 2 colors by themselves, really pretty, but again, I just wasn't sure it was the best. Being the color of my skin and my hair, we needed a pop. So I wanted to go with the natural. This is a natural color. I did confirm that with her. So this is completely alpaca colored, and it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I would have happily made something out of just this, but I'm glad that I combined it because it came out just so fun. So then I added in another yarn that I had in stash. It is not hand-dyed, it is not hand-milled, it is not from Connecticut. It is Plymouth Yarn Company Nettle Grove, which I believe is discontinued. Every time I find a yarn that I love, it's discontinued. This was left over from a cardigan that I made for my daughter. This is made in Italy, which, pray for Italy. But this is 45% cotton, 28% linen, 12% nettle, and 15% silk. So all of these are just really interesting blends of fibers. And the plant fibers make them really lightweight, really drapey. I should have weighed this, but like right now this weighs like nothing. Nothing. So it's going to be perfect for spring or summer. It's probably not going to... if I get this out by June, I will be happy with myself. Maybe May. Right now it hasn't been blocked, but when I do block it, the swatch... Nope, you're not the swatch. There have been many swatches. It's got a stitch marker in it. Here you go. This was an impromptu podcast today, guys, so I'm not as prepared as normal. But it opens up a whole bunch when you block it. So it's going to end up being quite large, quite drapey, quite open, quite delicious. And yeah, I'm going to keep going and add some more stripey bits. I kind of have the pattern all planned out because I'd already made the other one almost to completion. So it's going to end up being triangle shawl. Obviously this is a tiny version, but it's going to be big enough to triangle shawl it. And I don't think I'm going to do tassels or anything on this one, but I'm thinking I'm going to do some sort of leafy, planty looking edging. Haven't figured out the math on that yet or what I'm even going to do. But I want there to be some botanical looking type edge. So yeah, this is the project that I'm working on during the coronapocalypse. And I'm loving it. It does require some counting, at least from my designing perspective. I need to make sure that I'm ending up with the right amount of stitches because it alternates one increase and then another increase every other row. So it's not growing too quick, but just quick enough. It's going to be great. I haven't done a summer weight shawl before, so looking forward to that. It's going to be much prettier when it's blocked out. I really love this stripey section. These open sections, and it's just lovely. And you know I love working with local yarns, so obviously. So stay tuned on that. If you have any suggestions for the name, I thought I was being edgy by taking the vowels out of Plant Lady, and that was making it cooler, but it just doesn't really make any sense. And it's not like, if it was like greens, maybe calling it that would make sense, but it's orange and brown in 70s color. I don't want to call it like that 70s shawl. A lot of people have suggested like Greek gods of plants and vegetation and stuff. I polled on Instagram asking for some ideas. I don't know, I just feel like I want it to be something that reflects the natural fiberiness of it. So if you have ideas, drop them below, because I'm stumped. Usually I'm pretty good at naming things, but this one I'm kind of like, I don't know about you. But she's lovely, and I like her. And she's going to go back in her box over here with all of her little tiny yarn fragment friends, and we're going to figure her out. Probably have that done in the next week or so, and then I gotta write up the pattern. Hey guys, it's Bella from the future. I frogged the shawl. I frogged it all again. Look at all my tiny little, so many little nuggets. I don't even want to count how many there are in there. It's a lot. Because I realized after recording that my center increase wasn't actually in the center where it was supposed to be. I don't know if you could tell when I was holding it up, but I laid it down and I looked at it and I was like, oh, you're not pointing straight down the center, are you? And I had a stitch marker too, so I don't know how I messed that up. And the math that I thought was correct, looking at it, maybe not so much. So I love the yarn and I love the design concept, but yeah, it's in just little bits and pieces. So I might give it a few days, work on something else. Back to the drawing board on that, because I do want it to exist, but it's lightweight and summery enough that I think I don't need to rush to get it out. Generally with the designs, one should not rush. It never goes well. So I'm going to just take a deep breath, step back from that, work on it again, and get it right. Now to return back to our regularly scheduled programming. So that is it for my personal makes, or my personal designy things. Now we're going to have a showing of a test I just completed for, I apologize, I don't know if it's Sandra or Sandra. I'm going to guess it's Sandra, of Nomad Stitches. You've seen her stuff. She does really, really modern, really beautiful, really like, oh my goodness, that's crochet type designs. If you're not following her, go follow her. But I've always had my eye on her stuff, and I was privileged to be a tester for, this is the Confetti Pullover in DK. I believe she already has a worsted weight version. It is a faded, top-down raglan sweater. This is obviously a baby size. This is the toddler. I think it runs all the way from, I don't remember if 12 months was the smallest. Definitely toddler sizes, maybe baby sizes. I've done a couple tests recently and I don't remember. But runs from itty bitty all the way up to adult sizing. Very inclusive and very thorough, well done pattern. I know I was talking in the last podcast about patterns that had short row shaping, and this is one of them. It does require a bit of paying attention because you do short rows up here, and then you start doing the increases for the raglan, but you're also keeping track of this fade situation. So there was a little bit of, you need to take notes and like mark down which rows, not mindless. Definitely doable, but not mindless. Once you got to this part, it became a little more mindless because you're only doing just the fade, but there was a lot of math in this whole situation up here. Totally worth it though, because it's really pretty. So this, I don't know when she's planning on releasing it, but soon. I think we're still in testing. I think the adult sizes are still running. But I would imagine probably by the end of April she's going to have this out, if all goes according to plan. The yarns that I used, I lost the tag, now I threw the tag on the floor. Alright, so the yarns that I used are over there, but you can just see what I have in here. It's designed to be a 4-color DK weight fade, but I decided, because I was doing the toddler size, I didn't want to break into 4 skeins of DK. So I used, this blue is the same here and here. So this is color 1, color 2, and color 3. So it's meant to be, this stripe is meant to be another color. And you could do like a fade of like gradient. Some testers did just like solid color, I think acrylic-y type yarn, so it wasn't as speckly, but it all looks very pretty and totally up to you. Sandra's is originally, I think hers is hedgehog fibers, maybe. It's like pinks and pastels and greens and really like Eastery looking. Super cute. But yeah, I wasn't sure on these colors originally. I will have my husband drop a picture on the screen because I'm always really interested to see how a yarn goes from being in a like hank, a skein, to being caked up. Looks totally different, and then by the time you crochet or knit it up, looks totally different. So when you're yarn shopping, it can be hard to translate what it's going to look like into a final product. And when I originally pulled these out of my stash, I was like, I think it's going to work because they're all similar color families, and like the blue had these pops of orange and stuff in it, but I was like, I don't know, it might end up looking really terrifying. My daughter has blondish, light brown hair and blue eyes, so I was kind of worried about this orange, so I put it on the bottom because I didn't want it to make her face look ill. But I actually love the way it came out. The blue was gifted to me by my friend Emily. This is Cape May Fiber Co. And it's a one-of-a-kind, and the dyer actually commented on my post that it's a one-of-a-kind because her son helped her dye it, which made me love it even more. So they're out of Cape May, New Jersey, and she has an online Etsy shop, I think, online shop, Etsy definitely, that you can go check out. I will link her down below if you want to go check out her gorgeous yarns, because like I said, time to support the dyers. And then the other two are my own hand-dyed. I believe they were knit pick spaces to begin with. This one was hand-dyed with, or naturally dyed with avocado. Normally when you dye with avocado, you get like a rosy pink. Well, I burnt my avocados, so this is burnt avocado. But I actually like the color better because I don't like pink. So I kind of like this beigey brownie situation in there. And then the bottom was originally a skein that I had dyed with turmeric. But it didn't turn out super color fast, and it was fading a lot, and bright yellow would have been really, really punchy. So I was like, let's pick up on some of the orange. So I over dyed it with some Wilton Food dye. And now it's just like this pumpkin-y. You can see the yellow popping through, but it's got some coppery pumpkin-y tones. And I love it. I'm not the greatest dyer, but it came together real nice. Looks super cute on my child. Insert photo. Yeah, there's cat fur on it, but other than that, oh no, that's my hair. I just crocheted that in there. Okay, my daughter's worn this with my hair crocheted into it. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, Sandra's a great pattern writer. Check her out. I would like to make one for myself at some point. Obviously, I can't make a matching one because those were all one-of-a-kind skeins, but I feel like I might make an adult DK Fadey one at some point. We shall see. What else do I have to tell you about? Okay. Knit content. One more project. Working on socks, because you gotta always have some socks. This one is 99.99% done because I Kitchener them both at the same time. So the toe is on some stitch holders, but this is a blueberry waffle sock. Ooh, do I have the ball band? I don't think I have the ball bands. Oh, it's okay. I know who it is. This is some purple yarn that I got from, again, the Boston Farm and Fiber Festival. This is from Mad Fuzzy. She's out of Maine. And the color was called, I don't remember. But it's pretty. And this is the blueberry waffle sock pattern. I pretty much followed it. I got a 2x2 ribbing on the top, 56 stitches on, what size do I use? 1.5? I always forget what it is in millimeter. Does it say? These little Chiaogu flexi flyery guys here. Do you say on there? That's not called Chiaogu. You should really. Not Chia. Nope, these are highs. Just kidding. Highs. Back here. Yes, ma'am. Hiya, US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. Highly recommend these flexy little flying guys. There's 3 of them. It's awesome. You work, your stitches are on 2 needles, and then you work with the 3rd needle. So why am I in the middle of a row? In the middle of a row on my heel flap here. Slip stitch. Heel flap. But yeah, this one's finished. Fits good. The only concern with this yarn, it's absolutely gorgeous, but I am worried it doesn't have any nylon content or polyamide or anything else. It is 100% wool. And it's much woolier than I'm used to, so I feel like it's going to be pretty sturdy. And she had so many sock samples at her booth, so I feel like she makes socks out of it. So we'll see how it wears long term, but I think it just really translated beautifully to this blueberry waffle pattern. I love a sock that has ribbing in it down the entire foot because it stays on. Blueberry waffle, free pattern. Everybody's modified it, done their own thing with it. Slip stitch heel. I make mine longer. Rounded. I always forget if it's a rounded or a wedge toe, but it's a toe. I made it. Whatever. I'm a very casual sock knitter. And yeah, so I'm on the heel flap of the second one, just working on it in between when I can't think about designs anymore. It's my travel project. So those will be done semi-soonly. I have more sock yarn waiting, so I'm stocked up for a little bit. I will work on all of the projects, all of the socks. By the time this apocalypse is over, I'm going to have so many socks. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. I think that's it for show you stuff I've made content. I have a couple more things to show you. Yeah, that's what I'm keeping my hands busy with for now. Tell me down below, what are you making? What patterns are you loving right now? How are you keeping busy? Tell me the things. What should I show you next? I'm looking at my notes. They're stuck in the tripod down here. And I'll show you this next. And then we'll move on to some present things. It's going to be some crunching. Get ready. Okay, so this I found as I was cleaning out my office. Look at all those ends, guys! Whew! This is approximately at least 10 years, if not more, old. This was one of my early crochet projects. It was a join as you go. I have no idea what the pattern was. I think I pulled it off of Pinterest at the time. Google? I don't even know where it came from. I think it was a blog post. A join as you go. This has a lot of cat fur on it. like scrappy hexagon thing, but I kept running into issues with the joining as I was going, and I messed it up so many times that I quit on it. So I have another bag that has a couple rogue hexagons. This is no particular shape. Like, this is not a shape. I mean, it's a shape, but not a shape that anybody knows how to identify. I have no desire to complete this blanket. It is all scrappy acrylic yarn. It's really pretty, but some of them might even have wool in them. The gauge is not the same on all of them, so they're a little bit wonky. And there is 70,000 and a half ends on the back side. But I think rather than just throwing this out, I think what I'm going to do is sew in the ends and then maybe drape it over the back of this chair, just as a fun, colorful chair covering. And I don't want to throw it out, but I also don't want to finish it. And I mean, it's been sitting for 10 to 12 years at this point. If anybody knows what this pattern is, feel free to let me know, and I will tag it below. Some sort of join as you go hexagon madness. Really fun and colorful. I don't particularly love join as you go projects, and I have enough blankets in my house. I love scrappy, but I mean, all these ends. All of these ends. And they're all different, so it's not like you could do it in like a continuous join ball or something. Great way to use up scraps if you're stuck at home looking for some scrappiness. I have a blog post on scrappy projects that I can link below as well. Give you some ideas for scrappy things. But yeah, I just feel like I should finish that because finish it in its current state. It's not going to be finished, but make something out of it, or like maybe throw it as like a rug in my daughter's. She has like one of those, I have yarn fuzzies, one of those play teepees. So maybe throw it in there as like a rug or something. I don't know. Let her sit on it, read books. I just hate to throw it out. So we're going to finish it off somehow. I'm good on time here. This is going to be my shortest podcast ever. I just have a couple more things to show you that were leftover birthday gifts that came a little bit later than my birthday in the last episode. So let me show you. There's going to be some crunching. I haven't taken these out because I wanted to keep them all neat and tidy. But for my birthday from my mother-in-law, she purchased these for me off of Etsy. I had requested them. She's one of those people that likes to shop from a list. So I was like, you want a list? Here's a list. This is what I like on Etsy. So let me take these babies out. Crunchy, 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 sorry. Probably could have done that in advance. These are from Whip Yarns. Lovingly hand-dyed yarns. This is the Sock Rock base. And it's a 4-color, meant to be like a fade. These are totally my colors. Loving it. So this first yellow one is, they're all the same base, so Sock Rock, which is 75 superwash and 25% nylon. And it's got 463 yards, which is a lot of yardage even for fingering weight. That's quite a bit. And this is called In My Heyday, this colorway. This is absolutely my favorite color in the land. Hello. Love it. So that's Heyday. This is Pumpkin Spice. I think these were fall colors, but whatever, fall colors are the colors of my life. Hey, no, Pumpkin Spice, Set Ablaze. Ooh, how pretty is that? And then I've been feeling purple lately. This is 4 and 20. Like 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie, I think. I love that purpley black. So my plan for this, I need to knit myself a proper sweater. I have lots of crocheted sweaters, and I have, I think one, I've done the as if tee, knit tee, but I would like to make a proper knit faded sweater. So what I am thinking for these, I'm going to need to get another skein or two, I think, to pull it off properly. No rush on that, just going to have these until I figure out which colors I want to add in. But I want to do I think it's called the Le Pouf sweater, I think by Hedgehog Fibers. I think it's a free pattern off of the Hedgehog website, and it's a V-neck. Is it a V-neck? I looked at a whole bunch, so I don't remember which ones I saved, but I think it's a V-neck, and it's got like big balloony poof sleeves that gather at the end, and it's I guess technically a fade, but you're marling, so you'd like start with this color and then you do these two colors and then you do these two colors and then you do these two colors. So you're like marling it into each other. So you're holding it double, so it's probably going to come out more DK worsted. But it looks like something I would definitely wear. I'm going to have to swatch up with these colors just to make sure that they're going to fade as I planned. I think it's supposed to be a 5 color. For my size, or for all the sizes, but for yardage wise I think I'm going to need a 5th at least, if not 6 color. So I'm thinking what I might do is either get something a lighter yellowy beigey color, because the collar and like the top portion is just one color held double. So I don't know if I want to start with the yellow or maybe something more beige that has yellow into it and then do the yellow and the beige together. I don't know. I need to swatch. And then go down all of these colors and end with, I'm thinking, this is only a 50 gram skein. I got this the same time I got the brown alpaca yarn. This is also from Silver Key Stitches, and it's called Bordeaux, and it's only 200 yards, so I think if I held it double, it wouldn't be enough. It's showing up like black, but here, if I put it next to this, it's a really dark blacky purple. Really, really deep. Nope, still looks black. Really, really pretty. Definitely matches like this dark section in here. So I think I might either get more from her and hold it double. I don't know. Again, this is operation I don't know. Because yeah, if I got another one, then I would have 400 yards held double. I think that would work. So I think that would be a really good color to end with, even if I just did like the ribbing on the bottom in this. But I think if I marled the two together, it would be exceptional. So that's my thought there. We'll see. Whip Yarns is on Etsy. If I didn't say that already, I will link below, and you can get yourself, she has lots of kits, but also individual yarns, really, really good colors, at least by my standard. So yeah, those are my birthday present from my mother-in-law, and I'm going to make a knitted sweater at a slow pace because I'm focusing on designs and stuff, but I feel like it's okay to have one selfish knit project going. So when I finish the socks, maybe I'll think more about that. Oh, this is another color that I had pulled out of my stash. This is Malabrigo Paprika, but this is single ply, and I didn't know. I thought maybe if I stuck it in between these two colors, perhaps that would work, but I don't know if I want to throw in a single ply when these are 4 plies. And that might also just be too much red. I don't know. I'm trying to work with things that I have, but I also want to buy all the yarns. So that's just a really pretty option for something. I don't know. It's got the purples in it and the yellow. But it might be weird if one section is single ply and the rest is 4 ply. I'm usually about mix all the yarns. Like I got that shawl that is all of the bases, but yeah, I think that might just throw it off. And that one section would get fuzzier than the other sections. So probably should get a 4 ply. I don't know what I'm talking about. Last couple things to show you, and then I'll shut up and go on with my life. Also, birthday presents just came after the last podcast. My friend Emily, my bestest, longest friend, my yarniest friend. Her husband's Coast Guard, so she doesn't live local anymore, but she is just, I've known her since like 1st grade, and we were best friends throughout growing up, and I love her. So she sent me yarny things, because she knows. She does the yarn things. EML Fiber Arts, if you want to follow her. She sent me this cute little card that she colored a sheep on. He's wild. I'm not going to read you the card, but she got me a book called Extra Yarn. It's a children's book, but I love me some children's books. And it's just really sweet. Let me show you the pictures. It's about a little girl named Annabelle, and she finds a box of yarn, and she makes a sweater, and then from there, she makes one for her dog. And they make fun of her for having a knitted sweater, and it's because they were jealous, so then she makes her friends a sweater, and then for her friend's dog, and then it's just like she lives in this gray little world where everybody looks like this, and she's just got her colorful little sweater. And then slowly but surely, she's just spreading her joy and making sweaters for everybody. And it's got just like this beautiful texture for the, almost like watercolory. Really pretty, really sweet. And it's just like she starts making sweaters for the whole town. And it's adorable. And I can't wait to enjoy it with my daughter. Right now she cannot be trusted with paper pages. But at some point we're going to read this together and really enjoy Annabelle and her extra yarn. Look at that. She yarn bombed everything because she chose joy. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to keep the card inside of it. I'm sure you could get it. She got it on Amazon. The receipt's in here. But it's by Mac Barnett and illustrated by John Clausen. And it is a Caldecott winner. So super sweet. Love it. Get it for your children. Get it for yourself. Give it to your fiber friends. And then she also picked me up in one of Taylor's shop updates because she is a firm believer in the fiber for the people and Emily. She loves it. Picked me up one of Taylor's bags. Why did I say bags like I was from Minnesota or something? Bags. No offense if you're from Minnesota. That's just not how I say things. Whatever speckles your yarn. She has t-shirts, but project bag. Awesome. Big, roomy. It's still all like wrinkly because I haven't used it yet because I wanted to show you before I threw stuff in it, but it is big and roomy. You could fit lots of projects, lots of yarn, lots of stuff. Definitely could throw my laptop in here too. It's got Taylor's logo on the bottom. If you're not following Taylor of Fiber for the People on the Instagram and the YouTube, you are missing out. She is incredible. Her dye vlogs are unbelievable. Her yarn is unbelievable. How fast her shop updates sell out. Unbelievable. She's awesome. So that's all my content, guys. That's what I got. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. And yeah, keep choosing joy. Keep making beauty. Keep tagging me. Now is a great time to check in on your friends. I know you can't go see them, but you can call them. You can text them. You can email them. People still email each other? Probably not. Yeah. And like I said already, I'm just so grateful for this community of online makers who are in the same boat, and we can all encourage each other. So choose to be encouraging instead of posting another downer link to statistics and virusy stuff on Facebook. Do something encouraging for somebody else today. Make sure your people are okay. And yeah, no matter what you're wiping your butt with at this point, choose joy. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for listening to all of my rambling as usual. I will hopefully be back in another month or so with another podcast for you. I'm going to have these patterns coming up soon, so there's going to be lots of pattern drop videos and whatnot, tutorials, all of that. But I appreciate you being here. If you liked this, please give me a follow, subscribe. I always do the terminology wrong. Please subscribe, like this video. It makes a huge difference. And yeah, I appreciate you supporting my venture. Like I said, it's an important time to be supporting makers right now, small businesses. And yeah, mine is kind of just a part-time hustle while I be a mama full-time, but I appreciate all of you and your willingness to support me in that and allow me to stay home and make a beautiful little life for my daughter and all the pretty things. So thank you. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications, come back next time, and I hope wherever you are safe, happy, healthy, have all the toilet paper, but not too much because you want to share. And you're just enjoying wherever life has you. Remember to anchor yourself deep and smile through the storm. Cheesy but true. Makes a big difference. So thank you for being here. I've said that multiple times. I'm horrible at wrapping up. I appreciate you all. Have a happy, healthy. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, bye.